Traders! Stop getting married to worthless opinions and open your ears. Bitcoin feels heavy right now. Price looks uncertain. Sentiment feels shaky. And a lot of people are selling for absolutely no reason. But here's the thing. This is usually the exact phase where the market transfers coins from emotion to conviction. So before we jump into the charts, let's talk about what's happening on the macro side because it explains who is actually buying right now, people. Let's go! First, something big just took place. Goldman Sachs says that 2026 cryptocurrency regulation could unlock a major wave of institutional Bitcoin adoption. That's important because regulation isn't a threat to Bitcoin. It's a green light for institutions that were waiting on the sidelines. What do you think? Do you think this is good for smaller time frame traders or not? Let me know in the comments. At the same time, Binance founder CZ said it perfectly. While you were selling, US banks were buying up all the Bitcoin. That's the reality of this market. Retail reacts to price, institutions prepare for what's next. Hey, Frank Yen, you know this guy? No. Oh, sorry, I thought maybe you knew him. I'm a dial. And one more thing worth mentioning, Betterment had to warn users about a fake message promising to triple Bitcoin and Ethereum deposits. That tells you two things. Scams always appear during high interest phases, and cryptocurrency attention is clearly rising again. I guess they were trying to copy Michael Saylor from the Bitcoin conference keynote. You guys remember? He was like, I want you to imagine scanning the QR code and then depositing a Bitcoin. I will magically send you back 2 Bitcoin. I promise. Now scan that QR code and make that deposit right now. So while fear is loud, institutions are quietly positioning. Now, let's see how all of this lines up with the charts. As always, let's start with the Bitcoin monthly chart. As you can see here, the current candle looks like it could fulfill the broader bullish anticipated scenario. But price must respect the monthly trend line. As long as this trend line holds, the macro bullish structure stays intact. If it breaks, we look lower. This isn't a concrete forecast. This is a scenario-based analysis. On the weekly time frame, Bitcoin is currently below the 50-period exponential moving average. That's important, but it doesn't automatically mean everything is bearish. From here, there are 3 bullish scenarios to consider where price can move higher. What matters is reaction, not assumptions. This is patience over getting caught with the wrong idea and overreacting to nonsense. Again, this is a game of being patient and listening to the market and letting the market speak. Let the market show its hand. Do not think. Do not think for the market. It will tell you what it wants to do. You just have to be patient and you have to know what to look for. In this type of situation, it's very easy to start thinking you know where it's going to go. But the market does not care what you think. The market is going to do what it wants to do, how it wants to do it, when it wants to do it. Our job is to listen and to adjust and to always consider and measure our risk. And when the risk makes sense, and when we see a confirmation at a level that's aligned with our idea, then we can take action. Otherwise, we need to just sit back and listen. On the daily chart, Bitcoin has swept the previous month's buy-side liquidity. After a BSL sweep, it is very common to see a pullback. Because of that, I'm expecting a bearish daily candle early next week, one that could move lower, something like this, to take the previous month's sell-side liquidity. That would still be completely healthy inside a larger bullish trend. In these situations, again, this is not a certain forecast. It's a possibility based on the structure, what the structure is telling us here. So use this information to be prepared. This doesn't mean you get short. This doesn't mean you sell all your coins. What it means is you prepare for such a move so that if this type of situation unfolds, you know where the opportunity is. You know where to be looking for the long setups and not getting involved too early or worse, shorting into the lows. On the 4-hour chart, price is in consolidation as you can see here. The likely sequence from here is take trendline liquidity, then react from the bullish order block below. If that order block is respected, that's where upside confirmation becomes interesting. Now keep in mind, it is very easy to get confused into thinking that this is a bearish trend beginning. Don't be confused. If price pulls into this order block and there is a reversal confirmation there, then the illustrated scenario that you see here becomes much more likely. You need to be prepared for that. These Ethereum charts should look very familiar because these are the charts that I use like in every single video. And they've played out exactly as anticipated. Price moved toward the bearish zone, reacted, and now looks like it can come back and take sell side liquidity below. Understand that this is a higher low developing, but doesn't guarantee that it will develop. So you have to be prepared for multiple scenarios. If price breaks lower, you're looking at this daily support order block area, which is a high probability bullish reversal zone. That is what you want to be prepared for. That is how these charts offer value. If you get the reversal off that zone, then you can anticipate a scenario that looks more like this that you see illustrated on this chart. On the Ethereum weekly, previous week closed above the 100 exponential moving average and the trend line. That is a very strong sign. It doesn't mean straight up, but it tells us higher time frame structure is improving. Ethereum continues to show relative strength. And keep in mind, this structure right here can easily be confused as a bearish structure because of the lower high, but there are no new lows. Not yet. As long as this structure is maintained, the general trend is bullish. A bullish breakout is favored, especially since Ethereum has a tendency to follow Bitcoin. Something to keep in mind when you see charts that look like this. As I mentioned earlier, I'm running a fully transparent 10K to 100K challenge live in real time. No hindsight, no hidden trades, everything documented, and no shenanigans. So the first trade I took was on Render. On the left side of the chart, we had a clear choke, a change in character. Yeah, I know, it's ICT. I'll get into that soon. But I was prepared for a bullish entry as soon as price reached that level. Initially, I was anticipating a 2-to-1 reward risk ratio because that's the minimum I want for these types of trades. But because of the way the structure was developing in this case, I actually anticipated a greater reward risk ratio. It was slightly over 3-to-1. But actually, when the trade was in play, the structure stayed strong. So I let it run even further, and I exited around the $2.30 level, locking in roughly a $326 profit. No hype, just sticking to the plan and adjusting as the market gave me more information. To track every trade during this challenge, I'm using Profitz Precision. It's a great platform for journaling trades, tracking performance, and staying on track. Check it out. So, when you zoom out, Bitcoin still bullish if the monthly trend line holds. Weekly is cautious, but multiple bullish paths exist. Daily liquidity has been cleared and may rebalance. 4-hour structure favors a reaction from the order block. Ethereum continues to show higher time frame strength, and institutions are preparing while retail bangs out. The market isn't random. It's fear on the surface, but it's confidence within, people. And if you want to follow the 10K to 100K challenge live, get real-time updates, and see how I'm navigating these markets as the environment changes, I've linked my free private Telegram in the description. That's where I share key levels before they play out, live market updates, and everything relevant to the challenge. And it's completely free. It's where the real conversation happens. So the link's in the description. I'll see you there.